Talk to the people, man.
Hey, man. Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry I'm late. But black people were arguing until 3 o'clock in the morning last night. So,
Yes, we were.
yeah. So, I mean, and guess what? I love y'all the most, but every now and then the superhero has to like reset. This morning is a good morning to talk about my as I saw in the inbox. I mean, in the chat room, my 15% Irishness and how 15% of me wants to go insurrect something real quick. But what I want to insurrect with my 15% Irishness is the thought process that we are organically criminalized. And the difference, I want to bring up the stark difference. And I know everyone in the media has already kind of touched on this, but this is very important leading into what the Biden administration needs to be doing for black people across the nation right now. We got them elected. We got the Biden administration elected. And if anybody tells you anything differently, if anybody tells you that Bernie Sanders fighting for $2,000 a month got one flip Georgia blue, that's not the truth, because we flipped Georgia blue before we even got into the conversations around $2,000 a month. What I want to bring up is, first off, the safety and the sanctity of black people, and second off, what Biden owes us. On Inauguration Day, a couple of days from now, black people are going to be at their most vulnerable that they've ever been. And what I mean by that is this right here. White supremacists are going to be on the streets of America all across the country. I already said in 50 states. 50 states, there will be insurrections at state capitals and probably at even city halls of angry white people who are used to carrying guns and used to their supremacy. We have to make sure that we do certain things to protect ourselves. And that is, you guys have to practice the Second Amendment. And I know. It's a tough conversation for African Americans, but we can no longer be victims. And I'm not saying this is not a call to arms to go out and harm anyone else. This is a call to arms to actually make sure that you protect you and your family, right? Practice the Second Amendment, practice self-defense techniques, practice responsible gun ownership if you can. And the only reason that I say that is because these folks are going to do some damage on the 20th. And we've already said that they were going to do damage in the future, and they did. But this time they're trying to take it to your state, not Washington, D.C., but your state, right? And I want everybody to protect themselves, because this is real. It's been real. We've been trying to tell you on this show. We've been trying to tell campaigns for years. We've been trying to tell you in our actions and our thought process for years how bad white supremacy was. But I guess it doesn't matter until they start breaking your stuff, right?
I appreciate you.
Yeah, and at this point, I'm being dead serious. I want to make it so that black folks know that there's a gun range somewhere close to you, right?
Yes,
go practice responsible gun ownership. Go practice self-defense techniques. Go be socially aware and be physically aware at all times, and know your surroundings at all times. Be situationally aware at all times within the next 3, 4, 5 months, black people, because they say they're mad at the government, but they're mad at you.
Preach.
Well, they manage your freedom. Let me jump in real quick if y'all don't mind.
Yeah.
Marcus, you know how I feel about guns and where I am on that stance. Here's the problem too. Calling black people to go to arms is also we still got to remember that America handicaps black people even for owning firearms, because black people are more likely to have felony convictions, especially black men are more likely to have felony convictions, and because you do have felony convictions, you can't get a firearm. So I'm even the way we defend ourselves is handicapped because of white supremacy, and this is the latent the way to handicap you actually affects you going on and on and on beyond just the conviction itself. When you come out, everything else that's left to suffer. And in this case, we have a armed insurrection happening in this country, where we know they're going to be in all of the southern states. Of course, they're going to show up to all of the southern states capitals on the 20th, which is next week. And we have all these black people, like Marcus said, that are vulnerable, and not just little vulnerable, big vulnerable, because people in the South have tons of guns, and black men specifically cannot carry guns for the most part.
If I may, real quick, Mondale, because I do remember Brother Philando Castile and how the NRA didn't step up for him because he was a legal firearm. He was a legal gun owner. I do recall the many cases where black people were accused of having guns when they only had wallets. I do remember us getting shot when we were just legally owning a gun, and how many times that black men specifically had guns put on them after they were dead, saying, and I mean, and also, you know, they criminalize our presence, they criminalize our bodies, they criminalize the way we show up on earth is criminalized. How we talk is criminalized. Us having this show, clickbaity political thirst trap and the morning trap, is criminalized. When we talk free, listen, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King only used words. They didn't even have a gun, even though Malcolm took a picture with one. They used words and they got killed. So I say that with the realization that that's a reality. But I'm at the point where I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Come on, man. I hear that.
And if the FBI told y'all, listen, the FBI said that there were white supremacists in police departments back in the 2000s, and y'all didn't want to listen to them then. They say that there were white supremacists they say the cops were a part of a violent mob that was hanging nooses at the Capitol building. So brash. At the Capitol building, they were hanging nooses. And they were showing their police and military badges to the cops to get free passes. Capitol Police were escorting rioters around the Capitol, showing them around like it was Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous.
Yeah.
That's wild, bro.
So no one can tell me that I can't protect myself. No, we're past that. We're past that. Like, guess what? And this is not a war against. I'm not asking people to go to war with white people, man, or white supremacy or anything. I'm not asking the black people to go and find white folks. I'm asking you to stay alive. And one of those ways that you stay alive is practicing the Second Amendment, man.
I want to flip it on its head.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Marcus. If you have a felony conviction,
right?
If you have a felony conviction, you don't have a Second Amendment right.
That's it.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Listen. I want to be alive to vote that out of office.
That's okay.
I want to be alive to vote that away. I want to be alive. I want to be alive to make legal. They want to take us out, man. If they are willing to go reverse dead prayers and run up in their own crap,
right?
Then that means they're willing to run up in my house like it ain't nothing.
Bro, it was literally when they marched up those steps, I was like, it's the Spider-Man meme in real life. It's like white supremacists pointing at white supremacists, white imperialists pointing against white imperialists. I'm like, they really about to kill themselves. But y'all had a synergy there, man. We Voltron connected there for a second, and we're gonna take a break. But we got to notice this though. It is all of the above. At least I think. From my perspective, it feels like it's all the above. We got to take. Let me flip it on its head. Let me say it like this. What we're gonna do on this show right here is we're gonna challenge the entirety of this system. Not because we want war with anybody, but because our blackness just puts us automatically at war with the entirety of Western civilization. Check out James Baldwin. He said it best, and he said it, well, as far as I know, first. To that end, hey, they're not going to let us get a whole bunch of power and we not going to have to get some guns. You know what I mean? We already talking about security. Like everybody on this panel knows, right? That there's a level of security that we're having to get to establish our own personal safety. So as this thing grows and we say these truths, which one of y'all said that it was Malcolm and Martin and they got taken out just for speaking the truth? You know what I mean? So, but as we grow and we speak truth to power unapologetically, because we are free Black men and women and non-gender conforming individuals, like as Black folks speak their truth in this country, we're going to have to protect ourselves. And for those of us who have access to that Second Amendment, let's take care of it. And then those of us who don't, then let's get together with Marcus and the political connections and the whole movement to get that change, because returned citizens should have every right because they paid their debt. That's just my thought. Right. Anybody else before we go to the DJ?
Real quick. Black Americans, I want y'all to be allowed to vote. So here's that's it. That's it, right? I want you to be allowed to vote. The only thing that the only call to action that I am giving Black Americans is to continue to vote. I want to protect our numbers. And for us to protect our numbers, we have to protect our lives.
That's it.
Y'all think it's a game. It's not a game. It's not a game. It's not a game. It is not a game. There's people who want to take us out, man. Just because they are upset because we voted. Therefore, meaning that we are still fighting the same exact fight that our forefathers fought in the 50s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. We're fighting it right now. These people they stormed the Capitol because Black people are voting. That is it. Because their God lost.
Yeah.
Their God lost because of Black people. So now they want to take Black people out. This is not an argument about $2,000 stimulus checks. This is not an argument about even
Medicare for all.
Medicare for all. This is not an argument about. This is not even a conversation. None of this. The insurrection is about anything other than Black people are voting. That's it.
Now,
MSNBC.
Marcus,
y'all are reporting it wrong.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, MSNBC is reporting it wrong. CNN is reporting it wrong. White pundits on internet and Twitter are reporting it wrong. The only conversation that should matter is they are mad that Black people are getting their votes counted. We are having the same exact argument that we've had 40 years ago. There's nothing different.
Marcus, hold it there, because that's a conversation that we got to continue to have. I want to bring the DJ in. Man, take us to a break. Let us breathe. When we come back, y'all do know somebody in the back room. Y'all let Rebecca Azor know she's gonna at least have to call in. She had to have known we were gonna do that. She's gonna have to call in sometime after this music break. We're gonna come back and pick up the conversation right there. We're not gonna lose it, and then we're gonna bring Rebecca in.
Could even call me broke. Shawty out here always getting mad when I smoke. I just told her.
Shout out to everybody that's checking in with us. Marcus, I saw you about to do your dance, sir.
Yeah. Text me, hit me on the snap too.